Have you ever had plans to go watch a movie with your friends and then you ended up not going because they couldn't make it? Or better yet, have you ever thought to go to the movies on your own and you chickened out because you're afraid to be judged? Fellas, I used to be this same exact way. It wasn't until like 6-7 years ago, I was coming off of a breakup and I was on a journey of, let's just say, self-discovery. I didn't know how to be alone. I wasn't comfortable with myself. I was working a shitty job, in and out of college, but shoot, I had a girlfriend. Someone liked me. You see, this relationship defined my life. Pretty pathetic, right? You see, I was teaching myself to always need someone. Now, when that relationship didn't work out, it was like, damn, I want to watch that new movie, but shoot, I ain't got no one to go with. I can't ask my friends because I was ignoring them throughout that relationship. You see, it works both ways, fellas. You can't ignore your friends during a relationship, and then when that relationship doesn't work out, you just pop out and want to hang out like you're not the one that disappeared. It doesn't work like that. So I got my ass back in college, got my ass back in the gym. And once I started feeling even better about myself, I purchased that motherfucking ticket. I sat my fat ass down with a large popcorn, a large Diet Coke. And you know I had to sneak in some chocolate covered peanuts now. Cause shit, you'll buy a box of candy at the theater and you're already at $75. Fellas, that day changed my life. And what's funny is the movie I watched wasn't some hit blockbuster like Avengers Endgame or anything. It was Clint Eastwood's The Mule. Most random ass movie, right? But see, it wasn't about the movie. Going to the movies alone at that time was just a metaphor for the growth in my life at that point. I reached a point where I'm legitimately comfortable in my own skin. I was always comfortable in my own skin, right? But going to the movies alone, that shows the ultimate type of comfort within yourself. This is From Man to King, and today we're going to talk about how going to the movies alone changed my life and why you should at least try it once in your life. Now, going to the movies alone for the first time, I wasn't nervous. I was at the point in my life where I didn't give a shit about anyone's thoughts at that point. I made such a positive change in my life that no one could move me off my path. I didn't need anyone. You know, it's funny, it's to the point now where I make eye contact with everyone walking in like, motherfucker, you damn right I'm here alone. Because most people are so worried about being seen alone in the theaters and being judged. And in a sense, I don't blame them. Because doing anything that's considered a group activity alone can be a little nerve-wracking. But I never considered the movie theater as a group activity. But I say that to say some of this shit is really just in your head. It took me a while to get to that point. My goal is for y'all to not need a breakup or something like that to finally go alone. I hope all of y'all are comfortable with yourselves as is. And I hope this video can help you get to that point. Going to the movie theater alone is only as awkward as your mind makes it. At the end of the day, no one truly gives a shit. Now, one thing about me, I hate making plans with people because people are fucking difficult. You go left, they want to go right. I'm all for compromising, but at some point, it just gets fucking annoying sometimes. The beauty of going to the movie theater alone is you're in control. You feel free in a sense. You get to pick the movie you want to go to. You get to pick the seat you want to sit in. You get to pick the time you want to go to, and you got no one's raggedy ass hands digging in your popcorn. Now, the most important one for me personally is picking the time. Guys, I am not a casual moviegoer. I'm a huge fan of movies. I care about the art, I care about the cinematography, I care about the soundtrack. Movie soundtracks are usually what inspires me to make the scores for my own videos. Movies and video games are my preferred form of escapism. So when I go to the movies, it's simply to watch a movie with the theater experience. So I say that to say you will never see me go to the movies on Friday or Saturday night, ever. And this has nothing to do with being seen or anything like that. I hate going during prime time because that's when the shitty people come out. That's when you got these idiots on their phone with their brightness all the way up. You got people talking throughout the whole movie. You got stupid ass kids on TikTok, people taking pictures. You got people eating their popcorn like they haven't seen a meal in 3 days. When I go to the movies, I'm trying to avoid all of that. Weekdays in the morning is always ideal, but for those that work your 9 to 5, what works for me these days is Sunday morning, the absolute first showing. I recently watched M. Night Shyamalan's Trap this past Sunday. Start time was 9:45 a.m. Movie was pretty bad, but I had fun because it was a solo date. I get to be with myself. But you see, that 9:45 a.m. might not work for some people. I've had friends not want to wake up that early for a movie. I'm perfectly okay with that. I don't necessarily blame them, which is why I go by myself. But let's say I take a girl, right? It's to the point where when I'm dating a girl, I ask her straight up, how is she with movies? Is she gonna be on her phone? Is she gonna blabber her fucking mouth off? You know, I one time was seeing a girl that would whisper in my ear asking me questions throughout the whole movie. And I remember telling her, if you have any questions, write them on your phone with your brightness down and ask me after the movie. Cause shoot, I didn't buy these tickets just to talk to you in a dark room. I'm an adult, we're gonna sit like adults and we're gonna watch a movie. It's funny cause going to the movies alone is one of those great things that once you do it, you'll wonder why you ever felt weird about it, or why you didn't take yourself to a movie sooner. You know, I look at it like a tiny escape from my everyday life now, almost like a 2.5-hour vacation. For all my people that work their normal job, maybe you're starting a business on the side, you go to the gym, I want y'all to enjoy your life too. You know, that 2 hours by yourself can make a big difference sometimes. It's a quick getaway. Choosing to go by yourself also shows how much confidence you have in yourself. It shows how independent you are. Why should you miss out on a movie you want to see just because no one else can make it? What I'm trying to teach y'all, and one of the main points of my channel, is I want y'all to be so comfortable within yourselves to the point where you feel complete without anyone's validation. You're perfectly fine in your own skin and no one can take that away from you. I look at going to the movies by yourself as the perfect metaphor for that. Now, going to the movies alone is what works for me. Maybe that's not your thing. Maybe you want to take yourself to a nice restaurant. Maybe you want to go to that concert on your own. Go ahead and do it and don't let anyone make you feel weird about it. If anything, I think the people that always need a group around them are actually the weird ones. Because if we look deep enough, and you know we finna get deep in this motherfucker, those people are actually the most lonely. You can be alone and not be lonely. But you see, if you enjoy your own company, you're never alone. Y'all want to know what true peace is for me when I go to the movies? When I walk into a movie theater and the theater has just about 4 to 5 people, including myself. You're not going to find that on a Friday or Saturday night. Man, it's to the point where when I walk into a theater, I want to be like Will Smith in I Am Legend. That's where I'm at with society. If you could go to the movies on your own, I firmly believe you could do anything. Because you're doing something most people are afraid of. You see, I connect this fear with things like rejection and things like opening up your own business. Opening up your own business, creating an LLC, that takes balls. Most people are afraid of opening up their own business. That's why they'd rather work their shitty job for the rest of their life. But I feel once you overcome that fear, now you're willing to take chances. Chances that the average person will never take. I think you're capable of doing so much when you can confidently do something on your own. In this case, going to the movies by yourself. But like I said, let's say you don't like the movies. Maybe you want to go to a comedy show by yourself. If you want to walk into a restaurant and eat on your own, confidently do it. The way I look at it is you'll reward your future self by doing this. You don't need anyone's approval. You don't need anyone's validation. Who knows, maybe you going to the movies by yourself gives you the courage to finally write that book. Gives you the courage to open that LLC. Gives you the courage to approach that girl. Once you overcome these fears, it translates well into your dating life. How do you expect a woman to have fun with you when you can't even have fun with yourself? It also translates well into your personal life. It's crazy because sometimes the difference between you and that millionaire is you were too scared to take a chance on yourself. It's really that simple, y'all. But going back to the movies part, I urge you all to go to the movies by yourself at least once and tell me how you feel. If you go to the movies on your own, I want you to comment down below on why you like it, because I want the people who are too afraid to go by themselves to be inspired by those that do. Now, if you are too afraid to go by yourself, try the Sunday morning route. Or let's say you work nights, try Monday afternoon. Whatever works best for your schedule. Get yourself a popcorn and your preferred beverage and enjoy the solitude. I want all of you being comfortable in your own skin. Go to that movie. Come back to this video and tell me how you feel. But all in all, guys, I hope you liked the video. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. Until next time.